Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth with Bound Mimic. Episode 30, I think. Wow, it's already been 30 episodes. And what a way to go with it, with us doing challenge number 9, whichever one that is. Demo Man. That should be interesting, especially since Dr. Fetus is a lot better than it used to be. And I maintain that Remote Detonator plus Dr. Fetus is one of my favorite synergies in this game. Even in the original Rebirth, I should say. I should specify that, but even there, I enjoyed it, even with the weaker Dr. Fetus, because I never felt Dr. Fetus was all that bad. Sure, it was, like, weak, but it was a lot more interesting with how you would use your tears. Because you would block enemies with the shots and aim it properly. And if you ever found Remote Detonator, which is pretty easy given it was a fairly common shop item, then it's pretty great. And if you do get damage ups with it, it's, yeah, wonderful. I do like the crawl space suddenly. So that's nice. What's in the crawl space? It is Headless Baby. It's not bad. One of the better familiars. It's not Brother Bobby or Sister Maggie. Although I guess comparing them to some of the worst familiars in the game is kind of unfair, although I don't know to who. But, alright. PJs, I like that. 4 Spirit Hearts is always nice. Who does this go up to? Mom's Heart. Mom's Heart shouldn't be any problem. Ugh. I forget what Louse does. I know it's something with spiders, I think. Maybe it was flies, something. I just don't remember what. Alright, what's in here? Spiders, lots of spiders. Why does it always have to be spiders? Who knows? I give up. I may as well take the key, since I should go to the shop every now and then. I have a decent number of coins. And I'll be able to get a lot more coins, because there's often quite a few hidden behind things you can get with bombs. And guess what I have infinite number of right now? That's right, keys. Sadness. Regret. Chicken fingers, I think. Whatever that is, I can't tell with all the fur on it. It's moving a bit. Oh. Of course it's money equals power. Why is it always the good items? Ugh. Probably because it isn't always good items, it just always seems that way. Could really do with a Hangman card. Maybe some kind of flight in the Devil Room. Could also do with that. Really like the compass. Great mapping item. Better than the blue map, that's for sure. Is it better than the treasure map? Arguably. Some would say definitely, and I can see why they would say that. Spirit of the Night, just what I was hoping for. Admittedly, I gave away most of my coins, but this means at least if I get them, it'll be much better. Get more coins in the future, that is. I should really get in the habit of explaining what exactly I mean instead of assuming you all can read my mind. Not only would that make you a mind reader, but that would also make you a time traveler that you can somehow read my mind in the past. If so, I'm thoroughly impressed, for one thing. James Randi might want to have a word with you. And yes. I do like that I got a lot of coins from this. I didn't... Okay, the game just loves me now. It gives me all the money in the world. Because why not? That's what I need. What's in the shop? This turned out to be a... Okay. I don't really need the sun for much, so I may as well use it now. And grab a soul heart in exchange for guaranteeing a orbital at the end of this. Pretty good trade. I completely lost track what I was saying. Ooh. It's kind of annoying that it doesn't stop at obstacles anymore, because it's kind of helpful. Seriously, this game loves giving me coins all of a sudden. I'm not complaining. What's my luck? How? How did I go from 3 coins to 55 in the course of a floor? Again, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, how? That shouldn't be a thing that happens. There we go. And they're all dead. That makes things fun. I don't really want that, mostly because I won't be seeing that much poop from here on out. It's a lot better on the first floor. Don't care for that. I do care for the coins. And over here we have dead enemies. Really, this is kind of overpowered now. Not that I'm complaining, I do like my overpowered runs. When they're the challenges, well, that's alright too, because while I do think the challenges are fun, it's not great to spend a lot of time on them. They get boring after a while. That's why I like to get them out of the way relatively early. Because I like getting the unlocks from them, but the actual challenges themselves are kind of boring because, to a degree, you already know what you're in for at the beginning of it. To a degree. They're fun in the sense that it really tests you in some cases, or sometimes gives you an unusual synergy that you don't always see. But, at the same time, it gets kind of samey after a while. You know exactly every twist and turn for the most part. Sometimes you get good items from Devil Deals and like. A lot of times they make the run on it recognizable, really. Personally, I don't like those things. Like, some people will get not Mom's Knife. Something like Brimstone in, I don't know, which run would that be? What run's made easier by Brimstone? I don't know, this one, for example. But this isn't a particularly hard one, especially not anymore. I don't know, just one of those runs where it's, where it has some gimmick for you to use, but then picking up Brimstone completely negates it. I don't really like those. I want to do the runs in their own spirit. It just doesn't feel right to me, I don't know. What's with all the dimes? I know I sound annoyed, but that's not what I'm trying to be, it's just... this is confusing me. What's with the sudden stretch of luck? It's making me suspicious. What's the game gonna make me do? Oh god, I'm not looking forward to this next run. But that's for the me of tomorrow to worry about. The me of today is quite happy with his rather overpowered run. Okay. This is just ridiculous. I do like Pandora's, or Mom's box. Why did I call it Pandora's box? Admittedly, I would have liked it to be Pandora's box, because the current Pandora's box, while a good item, doesn't really deserve the name. You'd expect something like Pandora's box to be a lot cooler. Like, it'd be cool if it unleashed a bunch of spiders or something. Every 6 rooms or something like that. Basically, it was like Box of Spiders, which I don't know why Box of Spiders is a box of spiders. It might be a reference to something that I'm not aware of. Because other than that, I don't know why Box of Spiders is notable enough for it to be an item. The actual item itself is good because it's basically a 2-room Guppy's Head, which isn't bad. A lot of items are better than it because Guppy's Head at least has the benefit of being every room. But I'm not holding that against it. Spirit hearts are nice. What's in the room over here? Don't know, so I'm just gonna keep on rolling. Where are these spiders coming from? I know they're coming from Laos, but I don't know what Laos specifically works on. Like, what causes them to spawn? Is it random? Is it... I don't know. Really, this run is almost to the point of it gets boring just because of how easily you're crushing everything. Can't really talk about strategy because there's no strategy to talk about. Just don't die. That's important. And so forth. I mean, not that there's really much to say in the way of strategy on Isaac other than specific bosses. Because, yeah, you can say things like, okay, I really want to aim for this and this and this. But because of how RNG-based this game is, you usually don't have the option to look for that. Maybe if you have the D20 or something. If you have the D20, then, well, yeah, there's a lot of strategy involved. Because you have to know how to squeeze out the right number of rolls, you have to know whether or not to decide on certain items. All that's fine, it's just, most of the time there isn't really that much strategy. You can say, like, oh, I should be looking out for tears ups, but, well, you're always looking out for tears ups. And whether or not you get them is completely random anyway. I don't know. It's still interesting to talk about what you might want. And sure, you might say, oh, I want the devil deal or something, but of course you want the devil deal. Everyone wants the devil deal, unless they're going for angel runs. Which is fine, but then we'll obviously want angel rooms in that case too. Again, it's not much of strategy. Breaking runs require strategy, or at least they used to. Now there's like 500 ways to do so. I miss the days of the half-charge Nun's Habit. The instigator of 1,001 breaking runs. Ooh, the Pact. I do like my random damage items. Alright. Depths 2. Necropolis 2, I should say. Not that I would have known that ahead of time, so I guess I only stuck with the knowledge I had at the moment. Down here we have this guy. Also these guys that are completely easy now that I have something that doesn't really rely on its directionality. That's what they get from last time. Even though they hardly were a challenge last time, other than the fact that I couldn't kill them right away. These are also easy enemies, as I don't have to really tell you, given I'm destroying them one by one in the most efficient manner possible. I'm okay with the Eternal Heart. I mean, there's no reason for me not to have them. I don't know why I took BFF. It just makes me do less damage. Ironic, I know. Never really heard of BFF making you do less damage. BFFS. May as well call them by their actual names. For as little as that matters. What's the S stand for? I know BFF, obviously. Best friends forever. What's S? Probably a reference to something. It's always my go-to. I never heard of it, it's probably a reference to something. It couldn't be that I don't know something outside of pop culture. Obviously not. No. It has to be a reference to something I've never heard of. Because if it was an actual phrase, I would know about it. And in here we have... I'm noticing that's my go-to thing to say whenever I have nothing to actually say. I also noticed that I'm using the favorite technique of, if I say I'm doing something awful, well then, it's not awful anymore, because clearly I'm showing self-awareness, and no one who shows self-awareness could ever be a hack, right? Right? But yeah, just because you're self-aware of something doesn't make it good. Just look at School Days. Or Epic Movie, for that matter. Well, really all the parody movies after... Well, post-Scary Movie, I should say. I mean, Scary Movie wasn't that fantastic either, but at least it was original at the time. I kind of like the style. There's an over-the-topness to it that is endearing in some ways. But it's... I don't know. All the parody movies in the future years, they all fell into the same jokes of, hey, this thing exists. Ha ha ha. No reason for it to be a joke. Just, it exists, so, ha. Look at Meet the Spartans. Like, did we really need a 300 version of Meet the Parents? I don't know. It just seems strange and out of place. Dodge those guys, because nothing good can come from them. Some of those parody movies, or the movie, I guess you could say, there were a couple that were good. I don't know if this was a post-Scary Movie or not. I don't remember where it actually came from, but there was Not Another Teen Movie. That was good. There are probably others that I can't think of because most of them are awful. Disaster Movie was confusing to the point where I didn't know why it existed. And of course I like the classic parody movies like Spaceballs, Airplane, those sorts. Naked Gun ones. All of those stuff. Maw the Void. I like Maw of the Void. It's not really useful, given what character I'm playing. Oh, and I'm Leviathan. It's obviously a Cthulhu reference, but... I don't know, it's a cool transformation. As far as I know, it does something other than just giving you flight. I'm not sure what it is, though. I just remember hearing that. My knowledge of that might even be false. Who knows? But I just remember someone saying it did something else. Yeah, Maw of the Void is probably not the best item for me to be using. It even requires me to hold down an item that, if you have too many of, can easily hurt you, just as much as it hurts everyone else. Oh well. See, they're all dead, so clearly that was a sound strategy. Oh, black markets. I don't see those very often. Okay, what can I pick up here? Treasure map, black handle. Treasure map or black handle? Let's go with treasure map. I don't see black markets very often, so I figure I may as well take use of it. Make use of it. That's the phrase. The sad part is English isn't even my second language. I'm just confused by regular phrases that I use all the time. It's almost like I don't get out much. But that could never be the case. Probably taking way too much damage here, and I didn't realize it wouldn't phase through him because I'm some kind of idiot or something. Why can't the game just mentally conform? Why can't the game just conform to everything I'm thinking at the moment? Why can't everything just work the way I want it to? The world needs to accept me as its rightful lord and master. I will accept nothing other than complete obedience in that regard. Alright, what's in here? Nothing of value. As is expected. Ooh. It would be awful if I killed myself here, so I'm just gonna take that. Alright, if you enjoyed this episode, like, subscribe, or leave a comment. Otherwise, I will see you next time on The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth.